And maybe the first step in a libel suit, lawyers for the Covington high school student demonized by the media have sent letters to 50-plus celebrities, politicians, and media organizations, including Alyssa Milano, Jim Carrey, the Washington Post, even Liz Warren received preservation letters which say you better not destroy any documents linked to the case. I guess that means Carrey can't burn this painting. You thought his motion pictures stink. Turns out the stationary ones are worse. Now, for ages, the media loved to hand out teachable moments. As enlightened ones, they would school the dumb public on its prehistoric ways. But now the attack is reversed, with a truly teachable moment for the arrogant, elite media who for so long loved to demonize you. And it's not just about Covington. Those students are a symbolic target of all of us. Covington, like Fox News and red meat, is media shorthand for evil. But it's not about lawsuits, it's about a lesson, one we could all learn in this age where contagious, deceptive social media is manipulated by the media. Fact is, the Covington story spread because the media wanted it to. It matched their assumptions. To them, MAGA hat plus white kids equals racism. It's a PC flashcard. No one cared if it was false until others fought back. So maybe the letter's recipients will consider what they did wrong and how their bias led to mob action. Maybe they'll embrace this teachable moment. Good thing the students at Covington are standing up to teach them. Sandra, is this the right thing to do, these letters? Should they sue all of them, some of them?
Got to do something.
Yeah.
But with all this, and your wonderful producers provided us with all these, these lawyers who have dug deep into where he could possibly get with these lawsuits. And it doesn't go far within the legal framework today with social media mobbing. And it doesn't really fit. So obviously that's going to have to be looked at. But from a journalist standpoint, because he is taking on some of these media personalities, certainly there needs to be some held responsible. I mean, to run with something before the entire video was even seen, and of course they've put together their own edited version of this video. You Google his name, this will live on forever for Nick Salmon. That does not go away.
Another Jesse Waters in the making. Juan, you are a journalist with a long pedigree. Does this kind of libel action worry you in the long run?
Well, I'm not sure what he's going after. I mean, the suggestion here is it goes beyond defamation, Greg. So he's looking at things like emotional distress. And obviously he's had his life threatened, but of course people on the other side have had their life threatened. So I think the suggestion is that he has been maligned, and as Sandra was saying, that his reputation has been damaged to the point of emotional distress. So I'm not sure I would buy that. Because, once again, it's not the case that the New York Times, Washington Post, NPR, HBO, all the celebrities created that document, the video that initially led to the misperception. I think that came from somewhere else. We're not even sure where. But I don't think that then reporting on what we see on social media and the response can be used as a basis for saying you're guilty and you owe this man some, recompense. I just don't see it.
Dana, could this be... I love the phrase teachable moment. I think I banned it. But could this be a teachable moment for the media? I think that they should meet every year, call it the Kavanaugh Symposium. Covington Symposium.
You want another symposium on
we can have Kavanaugh too.
Yeah, but then actually combine the two and discuss the mistakes that they made.
I think that it will be a teachable moment until the next teachable moment, which will probably be next week. Also, I think if he's not a person of notoriety, so therefore the standard in order to meet legally is lower. But I also think if I was the father and the mom and dad, I would also be very mad at the school.
Yeah.
Because the school initially went out along with the media and basically said that the boys were wrong, and it turns out that they hadn't done anything wrong. So I think I'd be mad at them, too.
Yeah. Jesse, again, an example of how the media expands their target of demonization to include everybody. If he should be at the State of the Union.
That's true, yeah. Trump should bring him, the great victim. I want to agree with Sandra. I believe that our producers are wonderful. And although I didn't read all the research that the producers gave us, because I had the lawyer on Waters World a couple weeks ago, 8 p.m. Saturday night Eastern, and this is what he told me about this. He understands that there's such a high bar for slander and libel in this country because you have to show malice and you have to show kind of an intentional and willing disregard for the truth. But he said, you know what? Even if it doesn't succeed, it's worth it because you have to draw a line in the sand and say you cannot just callously inflict damage on minors on social media. So at the end, you know, if they grind these guys to dust with legal fees, that's good. The thing is about Twitter is that there's no ability to feel any empathy.
Right.
It's an invisible world out there, so you can just shoot at people and then turn your phone off and walk away.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the O'Keefe situation where there's a huge double standard where O'Keefe would come out with these well-produced pieces that took months and very elaborate, and everything was in order, and he'd put it out in the media and say, no, I don't see any context. I want to see the raw footage. We can't air this. We can't comment. But in this case of Covington, they took a very small slice of video from an anonymous person, and that thing went viral, and they just shook this earth to the core, and total double standard.
I love that you are now the spokesperson for empathy, Jesse. You've come a long way.
I feel a little shame now, Greg.